Welcome to the Open Shop Pink Couch. Today we're talking about insurance for inbound travelers. And Dan, before we get into the nitty-gritty of that, I wasn't aware that a lot of Canadian travel agents book family members who are visiting into Canada. So how many agents do that, and how do you know that that's a trend?
Well, we don't really know or have visibility into data as to how many trips are being booked on behalf of visitors to Canada, but we do have visibility into is how many agents are selling visitors to Canada travel insurance.
I see.
And so in the past year or so, we had about 50% of our travel agent partners offering visitors to Canada or selling a visitors to Canada policy, which suggests that there is an opportunity there for other travel agents as well.
Totally throws me. I wasn't aware that that was a trend. So why do they have to make sure that they sell inbound travel insurance to visitors to Canada?
Well, it's just a matter of making the most of the opportunity that's there. So Canada, as we know, is world renowned for our natural beauty, for our vibrant cities. Last year was a record-setting year. We had 20.8 million visitors into Canada. So the Canadian government is looking to continue that trend. They made this the China-Canada Year of Tourism and are looking to double tourism from China by 2021.
I wasn't aware of that. Wow.
Yeah, and 47% of Canadians were born abroad. So many Canadians are welcoming family and friends when they come in. So the opportunity really is to, when working with their Canadian clients, just to make them aware that if they do have friends and family visiting, that the travel agent is able to provide visitors to Canada travel insurance for their friends and family that may be coming in.
And so what's the downside of not having that insurance for those family members and friends?
Well, it's really the same as it would be for Canadians traveling abroad. So the same misconception that Canadians may have about their provincial health insurance traveling with them, they may have misconceptions that their universal health care here in Canada will be applicable for their family and friends coming into Canada, when in fact it's not. So it works the same as a Canadian traveling abroad needing travel medical insurance. Same for visitors coming in. They need some form of coverage to make sure that if they have a medical emergency that they will be covered.
Interesting. So obviously huge benefit and huge downside to not taking advantage of that.
Yes, of course.
What I'm wondering is, the travel agents who are, now I realize you don't have the data because it's difficult to get a hold of that, but you do know that they're buying the insurance, so they're presumably booking. Why are family members deciding, do you know, why family members are deciding to book here as opposed to the friends and relatives booking in their country of origin?
I think it might depend on where they're coming from. You know, some countries will have a more mature travel insurance market than others, or a higher awareness of the need for travel insurance. So depending on where that individual is arriving from, it's just a good question to ask as a host, you know, just to make sure that they have some form of coverage, whether or not they're buying it abroad or buying it here, just to make sure they have something in place.
And they're booking the air here because just sometimes they don't have access to it in the
it could be that they're booking travel within Canada. We're obviously a massive country, and depending on how long you're staying and what you want to see, you may be traveling between cities, east-west coast.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Okay.
And even if the travel agent isn't booking the travel plans for that incoming family member, it's still just worth asking their Canadian clients whether or not they have family and friends coming into Canada, because they can sell the Visitors to Canada insurance on their behalf, or they can purchase on their behalf without having to be booking all the travel arrangements as well.
Interesting. I wonder if this is top of mind for travel agents out there. I mean, obviously you're here telling us about it, so we're hoping that they hear the message. But if you're seeing that much of a trend, I'm wondering how many are booking inbound family members and not thinking of the insurance.
It's possible that it's not top of mind. We assume it's not top of mind because travel insurance alone, while it's a very strong revenue stream for travel agents, it does sort of come late in the process of booking everything else that comes along with booking that dream vacation. In general, Canadian travel agents are very aware of the need for travel insurance for Canadians traveling abroad, but they may not be aware of that opportunity to still offer a product for inbound visitors as well.
So since you're here, let's do a commercial for Allianz.
Sure.
Why should they book it with Allianz?
Well, Allianz, we have very strong roots here in Canada. We've been here for 30 years. Working with travel agents for that whole period, as well as we have about 8 million Canadians protected by our assistance services. But what really makes us unique is our global reach. So we have business units in 36 countries, which, as far as outbound travel, allows us to engage with our business units to provide service when it might otherwise be difficult to arrange that care from Canada. So in situations of a major crisis, like an earthquake, that sort of thing, or even just if there's cultural or language barriers, it actually gives us a local presence in those countries to be able to provide support. As far as inbound travel, the Allianz brand may not be that well known in Canada, but it is one of the best known brands globally. It's a top 5 property and casualty insurer globally, and typically ranks within the top 3 insurance brand worldwide. So while a Canadian may not be that aware of the Allianz brand when purchasing a policy for their trip, it's very likely that the family member who's coming to visit will recognize the name.
Fascinating. Well, now everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
Dan, thank you for coming in with that very important message. I hope agents pay attention because, of course, it's summer and BFR time.
Yeah, it's time to travel to Canada. So thanks so much for having me, Nina. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.